Hello, love. How are you? Hey, Odyssey. How you doing? I see. I'm gonna be ready for you tomorrow. Hey, Gabby. I'm just waiting for a few more people to come in, y'all, and then I'm gonna get started. But oh my God, this light is like, hold on. Let me turn this down because it's doing something with my eyes. Okay. Um. Hey, Jess. So tonight I'm going to be talking about the Sun and Mercury a little bit because I talked about this last week and they haven't moved. Like they're still in Cancer, but I'm just going to go a little bit into it and like what that means for the mothering aspects of ourselves, and like self-parenting. Thank you, boo. I worked really hard on it. I had to redo my whole website by myself. So I'm so glad that people are liking it and like finding it easy to use and navigate through. Hello, love. Thank you for joining. Hello. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking a little bit about that. I'm gonna be talking about Saturn being back in Capricorn retrograde and like the fathering aspect of what that is in terms of self-parenting. Y'all, I don't know what is this light is just okay. It was like my head. um, so yeah, I'm gonna be talking about that. Um, the moon is still void, of course. I've talked enough about that, but I'm going to be talking about the new moon that's coming on the 20th a little bit because it is on the 20th and I feel like I want to talk more about it next week. Um, so yeah, we'll be talking about that. We're talking about self-parenting during inner child healing and, connecting with your heart chakra. I'm going to be talking about emotional manipulation and how sometimes people come into your life and like you're going through something and you're vulnerable and you open up to them, and just even like people that are close to you. I'm not even just talking about random people. I'm talking about people that are actually close to you. You open up and you let them into your life and you tell them certain things that you may be going through, and then they use that to try and connect with you in ways that you maybe never would have connected with them, or to like guilt trip you into doing certain things. And that's just really seems to be a reoccurring theme in a lot of readings that I'm doing. So I just want to talk a little bit about that. So yeah, we'll be talking about that, and then at the end I'm going to do a collective Rude Awakening retrograde reading for you guys, and of course, as always, we gonna do free questions. Hello to everyone just joining. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So the Sun and Mercury are still in Cancer. Now the Sun's represents like what you put out to the world, like the way that the world sees you, the way that they take you in, the way that they're perceiving you, and like what that means for your ego and your identity, right? So with that being in Cancer, that means it's causing us to face our emotional image, who we show up as emotionally. And I think, well, before I get to that, Mercury, of course, it's Wednesday, it's Mercury Day. I've talked to y'all about Mercury before. It represents the mind, it represents your perception, your thoughts, the way that you communicate, writing, things of that nature. So, with the Sun and Mercury being in Cancer, it's really forcing us to face ourselves emotionally in a way that we've never had to face ourselves before. And it may feel overwhelming, but it's like you're being asked to nurture yourself through your thoughts so that you can filter out the patterns and habits that you no longer need, because this is a time of shedding. All these retrogrades, that represents shedding, release, lessons coming back up so you can get through it. So this is a time of shedding. This energy is coming up and asking you to face your emotional self so that you can shed the emotional things that are no longer serving you. And that doesn't just mean relationships, people, that can mean jobs, that can mean patterns. Like maybe you're someone who is very aggressive and it turns everybody away from you. And I'm not telling you to turn that completely down, but get enough of a handle on it to know, like, to respect people's boundaries through your aggression. You know, learn like what is not working for you, and get stop doing the same thing and expecting a different result, basically, is what this energy is coming in and saying. And Cancer is a very mothering energy. It's very nurturing and like comforting in the sense of, I'm gonna hold you and support you through your emotions, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not gonna baby you forever. And if you don't get your shit together, I will give you the tough love that you need. And I feel like it's to the point now where we need that tough love. So it's coming in like, look, I'm not playing with your ass. We either gonna get it together, or you gonna be in trouble. You know, and with Saturn being back in Capricorn, that's a very paternal energy, and it's asking you to be disciplined, to get your shit together in regards to your time, to get your shit together in regards to expansion, to get your shit together in regards to your business affairs, but most importantly, just time and discipline and will is what Saturn really represents. So it's like, I've been holding you while I was in Aquarius. I was letting you make it. I was letting you do things your way, but kind of bringing a little bit of order to it. But now I see that that was too good for you, and that wasn't working. So I'm finna come in and whoop your ass real quick and show you that you need to find another direction. You know, it's like when your parents come in and say, I brought you into this world and I'll take you out. This energy is telling you the same thing. So it's really asking you to parent yourself through patterns that you've developed as a result of years and years of just things that you have not faced and dealt with, that you haven't been able to really get through or emotionally understand. Are y'all following me? You're welcome, Luna Carmela. Are y'all following me? Let me know in the comments if I'm making sense, please. But yeah, so that is the energy with Sun and Mercury being in Cancer, and then Saturn being back in Capricorn. You know, it's really a mother-father type of situation. It's really demanding us to like wake up and straighten up. You know, it's time to take action. Mars is in Aries, so that's like the baby. You know, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So we have the mothering energy, we have the fathering energy, and then Mars is in Aries is the baby. Now, as the baby, as the thing that's being birthed, the thing that's coming out, Mars in Aries is saying, look, I'm not playing. I'm initiating shit. I'm planting seeds. I'm the warrior. I'm fighting through. I've got this. At the end of the day, my confidence and my tenacity, my innovation is what's going to set me apart and put me where I need to be. So that's what I need to be focused on in terms of guarding and defending myself. So, you know, that's a really great place to be in terms of defense, because Mars is the planet of defense. It represents how we defend ourselves and how we, you know, the way our paternal relationships play out in our life, and it's home in Aries. So it's like, look, I'm here, I'm fighting, and let's go ahead and get through it. Now, it's not going to be easy for everybody, okay? Because some of you guys are not ready to face these things. You're not ready to do the work. You're not ready to do the shedding. You're not ready to do the releasing. You're content, even though it's miserable for you, going through the same patterns over and over and over again and wondering why your life isn't what you want it to be. You're content with that. Some of you are content with that. And I'm not bashing you all. That's completely fine if that's what you want to do. But I'm telling you right now, you can't be mad at anyone else for that, because that's on you. You don't want to do the work. You don't want to come to the real estate. Like, that's you. You chose that. You're choosing your own suffering at that point. And at this point, we're it's like, okay, I raised y'all, not me, but you know, this mother father energy that I'm talking about. It's like, I raised y'all and we're here. So y'all gonna either get it together, or I'm just gonna leave y'all asses to destruct, you know, and maybe I'll come back and nurture you back together. But I'm not going to baby you through this. And I hope that y'all are ready for that. I really do. So yeah, that is that. Venus post retrograde shadow in Gemini is really coming in. Okay, so let me just back up. I'm going too fast. So y'all know Venus was in retrograde. It came out of retrograde end of June. So now Venus is in post retrograde shadow. That just means that it's out of retrograde, but it's still kind of moving slow to like actually push forward. And Venus is our planet of love and relationships and connections. So obviously those things have suffered as a result of that. Now with this energy being in Gemini, it really is an intellectual type of thing where we want a quality love more so than quantity. We want someone that we can actually connect with and develop with and grow with, whether it be friendships, relationships, business partners, you know, whatever type of connection it is. We want depth at this point, and if we're not getting that, we're frustrated and we feel like we're hitting a wall. So then we will isolate, because it's like that twin energy of like, I'm either gonna go one way or the other. Sometimes that depends on me. Sometimes it depends on the energy that you want to give me, and that's childish. But we're human. It's human nature for us to be like that. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It is what it is. So you know, of this energy, all these stalled projects with business or real estate and like stagnant relationship energy, it's kind of slowly starting to move forward, slowly starting to open up and break through, so that you can see the light at the end of the tunnel for completion. And that's going to be happening through the 29th of July. So yeah, y'all can look forward to that. The moon is still void, of course, but we do have our new moon in Cancer coming on the 20th of July, while the sun is also in Cancer. That's another, I talked about last time that happened, how beautiful of an energy is. It's very rare for us to have a new moon in the same sign in the same year. So I encourage you to really take advantage of that energy. I will be talking a little bit more about that next week. It's a little bit far off for right now. So do y'all have any questions about what I've said before I keep going on? Are y'all following me? Hello to everyone that's just joining. Hello, hello. I'm just gonna take a sip of my little rosé. Okay, I'm gonna assume yes, because y'all not saying nothing. Okay, so let's talk about self-parenting. So a lot of us, especially Black people, we grew up with parents who either we grew up with single parents or our parents really worked a lot, and so we had to be independent in a way that a lot of people are not used to. A lot of us, even not Black, you know, Hispanic. Just I feel like if your parents were middle class or below, our parents really had to do a lot of work while we were growing up, and we really had to be independent as kids. And so now I think that it kind of gave us an advantage, you know, but at the same time, it's like a lot of us are emotionally damaged because we feel like we didn't get to address the emotional inconsistencies that we had at those tender ages of 14, 15, 16, 17 with our parents. You know what I'm saying? So you can't obviously go back and ask your parents to correct those things. You can have conversations with your parents about it. I'm lucky enough to have a mother who I can talk to about those types of things, and we can heal and bond over it, and that's it. But not everyone has that type of relationship with their parents, and I get that. So I would recommend that you don't even put that burden on your parents, because me at 28, looking back at me at 21 and having that conversation with my mom and being resentful for my mom for those things that maybe I didn't understand that she was going through, but I felt like she was absent to me. I feel like that was childish and stupid of me, because how dare I? You know, she did the best that she could, and she's entitled to go through her own shit. She's a human. And at this point, I'm 21 and I'm still mad, rebelling, I think, against her, but really I'm rebelling against myself, because now I'm getting in my own way because I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's not just my story. And I'm not extreme. You know, when I say rebelling, I wasn't just out here wilding out. I've never been that type. But just, I wasn't my normal self. I wasn't. I really was not my normal self. And I know I'm not the only one. So I want to encourage you, number one, have the conversation, like I said, with your parents if you can. But If you can't, don't even worry about it. Don't even put the burden on them. Write a letter to them, burn that shit up, let that shit go. Don't expect any apologies. You know, don't let that determine your healing, and parent yourself through those moments. Go back to yourself at those ages where you feel like you didn't understand, where you feel like you got let down, where you feel like you weren't protected, and talk yourself, mother yourself through those moments. Go back in time to those moments where you feel like you needed a little bit more discipline, you needed a little bit more structure, you needed to be a little bit more in alignment with taking action and not just bending over and taking it, or you know, just like laying down and being submissive and letting life happen to you. Go back and father yourself through those moments. It's your job now as an adult to do that. So now with this energy coming up, like I mentioned, this father energy, father, mother, and child with the Cancer, Capricorn, and the Aries energy coming through. Use it to get through this time where it's pushing you to shed. It's uncomfortable. We're all uncomfortable. We're all spiritually and mentally drained because we're in a time of spiritual warfare as it is. We're mentally being distracted and inundated with so much information, so many ads, so many different people, so many different places every single day. You know, like it's overwhelming. We all feeling it. And anyone who says they don't and they don't need a break, they're lying. We all need a break sometimes. But it's your job to go back and talk yourself through those moments when you were not able to understand, now that you've grown, so that you can understand, so that you can move on and stop rebelling against yourself. Because while you think you're rebelling against the system, while you think you're rebelling against the world, while you think you're rebelling against your parents, you're rebelling against yourself. And I am not talking about protesting at all when I say rebelling against the system. I mean people literally sabotaging themselves. That's what I'm talking about. People sabotaging themselves, getting in your own way. That's what I'm talking about. And making excuses for it. There's no excuse, none whatsoever, except that you're lazy and you don't want to do the work. And I have been that, so I'm not going to say that y'all are alone. That's all I'm going to say about that. While I'm on that subject, I will also just say this. I was going to talk about this a little bit more, but I'm going to say this and then I'm going to leave it at that. Stop putting yourself in situations and then being mad that you're not happy and then not doing nothing about it, or you're not fulfilled and then not doing nothing about it. Like, if you feel like you're not making enough money, get a side hustle, start a business, get another job, ask for a raise. It's too much opportunity out here. Even though we're in a pandemic, even though things are limited, there's still so much opportunity out here if you're willing to do the work and bet on yourself. So if you feel like you're not making enough money and you're not doing anything about it, that's you. You can't be mad at nobody else but yourself. You might be dog ass tired at the end of your work shift and feel like, man, Shawnee, I work 10 hours a day and I just don't have the time to start a business and do XYZ. You know, make the time. If you don't show up for yourself, why would you expect somebody else or anything else, including money, to show up for you? I don't understand that. I don't. Nobody else is going to show up for you if you won't show up for yourself. It's not going to happen. So while you in these relationships and you're miserable and you're asking me these questions about why your man won't act right and what do you have to do to make him stay and like all this extra shit, why are you staying in this situation? He don't like you. He's not content. He's ready to move on. He does not want to commit. You can do all the love spells in the world, baby, but it's I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not gonna work. It could definitely work, but it's not going to give you exactly what you want, because it's not going to be genuine. It's going to be a situation where it feels like I'm unfulfilled even though I asked for this. Stop putting yourself in that situation. Like, just stop. Just stop. Stop choosing your own suffering and then being mad at other people for it. You chose that. You chose that. So you have the willpower to get out of it or keep it going. But that's on you. You're wondering why Jason is with another woman and not with you? I don't know. I don't know, baby. I don't know. He wanted her. That's why. Like, I can give you reasons. I can definitely give you reasons. I can do a reading on that and give you reasons. I'm not saying I can't. What I'm telling you is it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, you shouldn't want to play second fiddle to nobody. Period. If they didn't want you, if they didn't choose you first, if they're not making an effort to make you feel like they want to show up and be a part of your life, baby, why are you giving it energy? Why? Why are you giving it energy? I'm gonna leave that there and I'm gonna let that go because I could go all day with y'all on that. But let me just talk about Moon Magic Love for a little bit. She's in here. She's probably gonna be like, oh my gosh, Shani, why? But I just wanted to let y'all know, you know, us healers and spiritualists, we need people to go to for like support and guidance and just love. And like this woman, she is just so amazing. Like anytime I message her with anything, it like she gets right back to me. She's always so sweet and so open and like just so loving. It's amazing because I'm like that to a lot of people, but I don't always get that in return. So it's just so refreshing, especially from another Capricorn. It's so refreshing. And her products are just amazing. Bomb. Candles. Bomb. Like, I'm obsessed. But anyways, off my soapbox on that. Y'all gotta stop choosing your own suffering and do better. Just do better, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Let's talk about emotional manipulation. Before I talk about emotional manipulation, I guess I can answer a couple tarot questions if y'all have them. Y'all can drop them in the comments. If not, I'm gonna keep going. Y'all, I'm feeling a little ratchet tonight, so I got the ratchet in the background. I'm gonna just let y'all know from here on out, my alter ego, her name is Thunder. And sometimes y'all gonna get Shawnee, and sometimes y'all gonna get Thunder. And my mama gave me this name, y'all, so it's official. Stop. I'm not about to be acting up with you online.
I'm trying to be quiet.
I'm laughing at her in the background, y'all. Say it.
I'm gonna be quiet.
I'm waiting on your question, Odyssey.
You can't drop below while they waiting.
I cannot drop below. My girlfriend said I will not be dropping it low up in this year on the lives.
I ain't on the line. You can come over here with me and drop below.
Should I be getting my hopes up about this potential job? Let's see.
All right. No questions. Let's move on. I'm gonna pause my video.
I wouldn't say don't get your hopes up. It seems like you have a good question. I mean, a good possibility of getting the job. It just seems like there's going to be something that you may be unsure if you want to take it. I mean, I don't know if they've given you like an offer yet and you know like what your pay and everything is going to be. But it seems like there's going to be some sort of conflict of interest involved that you're going to have to really think about. But in terms of like them offering you the job, I don't see any blocks with that. It's taking long to hear back. So maybe that's what the conflict is, that it's just taking a long time to hear back. But I don't know, I feel like it's going to be something else. But you definitely will be hearing back from them. Russian cream. You said you have a question. The twerking tarot reader. Yes, honey. Yes, that's me all day. Anybody that knows me, I mean, y'all don't really know me like that, but I be twerking. I just can't help it. See? Tell her, Sierra. What's your question? I just want to tell you yes, but let me see. I'm just being biased because Mercury's in retrograde. Like, all the exes coming back. It's a whole ass situation.
Where your ex at?
My exes don't fuck with me. They leave me the fuck alone because they know better than to call me, text me, any of that. They may check on me every like once a year just to make sure I'm alive, and that's about it.
I just like sure. How you doing?
You cool with your exes, so I don't know why you making sure of what you making sure of.
I ain't cool with my exes.
Y'all friends, I'm cool with it. It's cool. I ain't got no issues.
We all good.
I can't be friends with my exes because they don't know how to act. That's just me being honest.
My ex always be coming around.
You friends with your exes too, mama.
I know. Me and
My
Joe
friends
and
don't-
Uncle went to the beach together.
My
We had
exes
company.
don't know how to be my
We
friends.
got pictures.
They don't know how to do
Like
this.
we family.
Okay, Bree, drop your question.
What's
Drop
up?
it. Drop it down in the comments.
What you want, baby mama, baby daddy?
So listen, I think you should have a conversation with this ex. See what they're talking about. Like, it seems worth exploring, but it's not really gonna go anywhere. More than anything, it's just gonna give you the closure that you need, to really be like, okay, I'm good on this, and you'll be satisfied with that, and you'll like continue on with your new situation. But yeah, it seems like you should definitely at least have a conversation with him. You have the star card come up, which, you know, the star card is like healing, closure, tapping in with like the start within yourself. The Four of Swords, clearing out of your energies, emotional and mental. The Sun, you know, opening up the lines of good communications. You know, having history with someone, completion and new beginnings. And then the Five of Wands, conflict of interest, standing on points of view, not really seeing eye to eye. But then you have the gratitude and renewal oracles come out. So it's like, okay, even though that's the case and that's how the outcome will be, I'm still going to be grateful for the conversation and like the truth of it all. Does that make sense? That was for Russian cream. Okay. She did, and I almost didn't know what she was talking about, but I was like, maybe she's talking about live. So I was like, girl, it's free. The live is free. I mean, maybe one day I'll start taking like donations from y'all, and I'll like pin my Cash App or something, but I don't know. I don't mind doing this for free right now. It's like my contribution because y'all are so awesome to me. She did. She totally did. Am I headed in the right direction as far as my career? Let me see. Where are my cards at? Did I put them back in the bag? Am I tripping? Y'all, I'm tripping today. Material.
Bigelow!
Why is he barking? What is he barking at?
Bigelow!
I don't know what he's barking at, y'all. Material.
Get in here. Bigelow. Bigelow. Hey! Hey! Get in here.
Let him live his life. No, Brie. I don't think you are right now. It seems like right now you are doing something that your heart is not really in, and a lot of times it makes you feel emotionally overwhelmed. And you really need to like tap into your intuition and tap into your spirit a little bit more and figure out what actually makes you passionate and what, settles you in terms of your spirit, what makes you feel at home, because it does not seem like you're feeling that right now. Would you say that that's correct, Bree, or am I? Tell me what's going on. Developments as we chatted. Okay, I can get into that. So you have the communication oracle come up and stuck, and to me that says you need to be having conversations with yourself about what you need to hold on to in terms of your own burdens and what you need to let go of, and also like emotionally speaking what your job does to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to work at a phone company, and it was a call center, and like every day the people would like call and be cursing us out and complaining about the service or their bills or whatever. Like, out of probably 60 customers a day, at least 45 people were mad. And so maybe 15 people like, I'm paying my bill and that's it, I'm happy, whatever, thank you for my credit, whatever. But I worked there for 5 years. It was torturous. I hated it. I used to go into work with so much anxiety and I felt so overwhelmed. But I didn't know what I wanted to do, with my life at the time. I just was trying to get a paycheck because I was in school. So it's like I just felt like I had to be there. But it wasn't until I went into massage school. I was already in like college, but it wasn't until I went into massage school that I really started to like be like, you don't have to live, like, you don't have to do this. So if you feel like you've been unhappy with being a nurse, do something else. Do like learn a new trade or a new skill. This is the perfect time. A lot of things that weren't offered online are being offered online now, which makes it easier to learn. So learn a new skill, learn a new trade, try something new, because it seems like it's time for you to really change direction for sure. Because right now you're just kind of stuck and spinning your wheels. Was that helpful, Bree? That makes sense. Do you have any questions about that? Let me answer Sierra's question real quick. Oh, okay. Let me pull some oracles, Sierra. I don't like these cards that just came out though. I mean, they're not bad, but they're not like what I wanted. Give it a chance. He seems like he's open and he wants to start over and he really has a deep connection with you, but at the same time, like I mentioned to you before, he has a tendency to self-sabotage. So if you want to deal with that, and you're ready to take that on, go right on ahead and do it. I'm not going to tell you not to, but it's not going to be easy. There is going to be conflict because he just gets in his own way, and it's going to be hard for you to trust him with that type of energy happening. But it seems like he wants it. You have the Ace of Cups, new emotional beginnings, jumping into a new pool. The Lover's card, deep connections, embracing the good and the bad within each other, accepting that duality, really that Gemini, Venus and Gemini energy that I was mentioning earlier, quality over quantity. But then the Seven of Swords, like you're boxing yourself in a corner, you're getting in your own way. And then you have the compassion and resilience. So if y'all can have that, y'all can get through it together, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be rainbows and sunshine. Did I get everyone's questions? Ain't nothing wrong with liking a challenge. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. You're welcome. All right, y'all. So I was on emotional manipulation, and I'm just gonna talk about this a little bit. I'm not gonna go too in because I feel like I went in on y'all earlier. I didn't mean to do that. That was just the Capricorn in me coming out. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but so like I had mentioned earlier, like, you know, we'll open ourselves up to people a lot of times, and we don't realize how they use those vulnerabilities against us. You know, and a lot of us even are the emotional manipulators, and we don't even realize it. But it's like when someone comes to you and tells you something that makes them vulnerable, or when you know that someone is in a vulnerable spot, that is not the time to be trying to connect with them on a different way that you normally wouldn't connect with them, meaning have sex with them, or, you know, try and date them if you normally wouldn't come at them in that manner. You know, asking them to do certain things for you because you know that they just kind of need someone there and they want you to be there. So let me ask her to do this because I know she's going to be there. Like, don't do that to people. And don't let people do that to you. Like, that's weird. Like, that's very predatory type behavior, you know, and I just feel like too many of us put up with that because we think it's normal, but it's not normal. That's like very disrespectful, you know, to say the least. So just be aware of the way that you manipulate people's emotions. And it can be something as simple as, like, I may say, I've had a long week, I'm tired, I don't really feel like dealing with I don't feel like dealing with anyone else's energy, right? Like, I may say that to my friend, but my friend's having an event that weekend that she really, really wants me to come to. And I want to be there because that's my friend. I want to support her. But at the same time, I just feel like my energy cannot handle it because it's a large group of people, right? This is not a real scenario. I'm literally just hypothetically speaking, right? So I expressed that, and then my friend is like, well, you know, you didn't come to the last event, and, you know, like, every time I have something, you don't really come, and, like, is it me? Like, do you just not want to hang out? Like, don't guilt trip people into changing their emotions or their mental state to suit what you need them to do. If you're not their boss, and you're not even these people, you're not paying these people for their time and energy, they don't owe you shit. Nothing. Nobody owes you anything. Whether they're your spouse, your friend, your family, whatever, they don't owe you anything. The only people that owe you something is your parents, because they brought you into this world. They birthed you. They were the vessel that you came through into this world. So I do believe that there's a little bit that your parents do owe you. But some people don't even get it from their parents. So for you to expect it from your lovers, from your friends, from other people, like, that's crazy. And that's nothing more than you manipulating other people's emotions to fit how you want them to feel and what you want them to do. And it's not right. It's not right. So just stop doing it. Like, just stop. That's all I gotta say about that. Are y'all with me? Am I talking to, like, does that make sense? Is that message for me? I don't know. I touched on all of that. So, oh, thank you so much. I touched on about everything that I wanted to touch on. I am going to give y'all a collective root awakening retrograde reading. The questions included in the reading are: what part of your shadow is being pushed to the surface? What do you need to focus on shedding? What do you need to release control of? What is the truth about who you are in relationships, and how can you love more freely? What definition of happiness is no longer serving you? What financial lessons will you carry out of this retrograde? And then additional guidance and considerations. So I'm going to be pulling cards for that. But before I start, do you all have any other tarot questions that you would like me to pull on? If you already had a question, not you, someone else. Oh, thank you so much, Russian Cream. I really, really appreciate that. You know, I feel like it's my duty to come on here and at least do this and give this. Because my supporters, even though I only have a small group right now with supporters, they really give to me in a lot of ways. And I didn't really realize how much people needed this until I started doing it. So it's like now, even when I think I'm going to miss a live, I can't, because I'm letting my followers down. And there are some people who, they need this message every week. They need this connection every week. They need to feel like someone understands them. And I needed that at one point. So of course I'm going to be that, you know. And I didn't always have money to pay somebody to do it. I didn't. So I'm definitely going to give my energy. Hello. So yeah, that's it, guys. I'm about to do this collective reading so I can try to get out of here before Instagram kicks me out. Because y'all know they be kicking me out after an hour, and I don't want to do a part 2 to this. So I don't know how long we've been on. I think it's almost been an hour, but I'm going to try to wrap it up. Let's see. Bigelow, stop it. Sit down. Y'all have a love-hate relationship with Sweetie. But I felt like that at first about light-skinned Keisha when I first heard her music too. But I don't know, now I like light-skinned Keisha. I don't know, her music just be hitting, like when I'm in a mood to like just twerk and be ignorant. But I don't know about Sweetie. Like, I like some of her songs, but it's just something about her energy. Like, I don't know what it is. That was very random, but I'm just over here listening to all the ratchet music, so it's just making me think about these rappers and their energy. Y'all need to be watching the artists that y'all listen to and what energy they give off. I'm just saying, it's important. Okay, you guys. So, what do we need to focus on shedding? For that, we have this 5 of Swords. So we need to focus on shedding, trapping ourselves in a box, limiting ourselves, limiting our perception, limiting our ideas, limiting our thoughts to like what we've experienced. Because just because you've only experienced a certain thing doesn't mean that there's not other things out there. It just means that you're not in alignment with what you want. That's why you're not manifesting it. Okay? So this means that from your shadow self, what's coming up is the need to get out of that box. Get out of those restrictions that you put on yourself. Yes, for spirituality and ratchetness. That is me. Y'all, I'm a mix of dark, light, ratchet, spiritual. Y'all can get a little bit of everything messing around with me. So just stay along for the ride. But yeah, that is pretty much what that represents. So then we have, what do we need to release control of? That's the Fool, baby. That means we need to release control of everything. We need to surrender. The Fool is a complete new start. It's like explore. Be renewed. Be like you're a baby and you're fresh out the coochie in this thing, and like the world is yours to conquer. You ain't got no worries, you ain't got no limitations, you ain't got no doubts or no nothing. Hold on, y'all.
Go. All right, I love you.
I love you. Be careful. Let me know when you make it home. So yeah, it's like jump in the pool and surrender to everything, you know? That's really what that represents. So yeah, release control of everything, surrender. What do you need to focus on shedding? Focus on shedding doubt in your intuition, doubt in your power, doubt in your, like the goddess within you. You know what I'm saying? Like the high priestess that lives within you. Stop doubting her. Stop questioning her. Straight out the coochie, I did say that. Y'all, I'm a little ghetto sometimes, don't mind me. But yeah, you know, like it's really like shedding the belief that you don't have a connection directly to God within yourself, because we all do. Some of us are more in tune with it than others, but we definitely all do have that. Stop that damn whining. Sit down somewhere. She don't have to stay here overnight with you. What you think this is? He acts like every time my mother goes out of sight, he acts like he's going to die. And I just don't understand. What is the truth about who you are in relationships, and how can you love more freely? The Knight of Swords, baby. Focus on forward movement. Focus on new ideas, new perceptions. You are not really committed to anything right now. You're going through the motions. You're just trying to push through and move forward. And that's okay for you to be in that space because you're unsure. But at the same time, you need to be loving more freely by actually moving forward, by actually letting go of what you think you know, by being willing to be open and learn and open up your perception. So yeah, that's how you can love more freely. What financial lessons will you carry out of this retrograde with you? Learn not to freaking overwhelm yourself with worry about money. Money is energy, you guys, okay? It can either work with you or against you. So if you're constantly feeling like you don't have enough money, if you constantly feeling like you don't have enough money, you're not gonna have enough money. You're not. Because that's literally how you feel. You feel like money doesn't like you, you never have enough, you're lacking, and you just can't get it together because you don't have X, Y, and Z because X, Y, Z. But if you flip that around and you're like, you know what? At the end of the day, money fucking loves me, and I love money because I need money to live the type of life that I want to live, to have the type of sovereignty that I feel like I want to have. I'm not saying that you're going to be a millionaire and you're going to have everything you want overnight, but you will notice how money just comes to you and it just comes around. When you think you're going to be without, it comes. When you think you're going to miss something, it comes, the new opportunity. It may not even come in the form of money itself. Maybe it's food. Maybe if you do drugs, maybe it's your drug of choice. Maybe it's wine. Maybe it's flowers, whatever. It can come in any form of abundance, but it's something that you don't have to purchase yourself. Money loves me and I have what I need. Exactly. That's the lesson. That's the lesson that y'all need to be taking out of this Saturn and Jupiter retrograde. That's what y'all need to be taking out of it with you. Because at the end of the day, I tell you all the time that think positive, think positive, think positive is bullshit. But it could be Hennessy. Yes, honey. Get you some Hennessy. I'm with it. But it's only bullshit in a sense that you can't just expect to think positive and then expect positive things to happen. You have to be in alignment with the frequency of what you want. And if you're not in alignment with the frequency of what you want, you're not going to get it. It's not going to manifest. And that's just it. And I can't make you get into that frequency. I can help you, but I can't make you do it. Your friends can't make you do it. Your family can't make you do it. Your lover can't make you do it. You have to do it. And it starts right here in the mind. And the Nine of Swords is all about just being in a complete state of mental unrest and feeling like everything is about to blow up and go wrong. But it's not even really happening yet. It's literally just all in your head. So the lesson is, I'm not even like, it's not real. The feelings of lack that I have are not real. I have everything I need. Money loves me. Period. Like, what definition of happiness is no longer serving me? The Nine of Wands. The definition of happiness that's no longer serving me is the definition of happiness that involves me not having to go through challenges, not having to go through tests, not having to do the work. The Nine of Wands is about doing the work, baby. It's about going through those final tests, going through those final challenges, cutting off those loose ends. Tying up the loose ends and cutting off what needs to be cut off, doing the shedding, preparing yourself to be in alignment with the vibrational frequency of the things that you want so that you can manifest them and not just think them. That's what it's about. You need to shed the definition of happiness that tells you don't have to do that. That tells you it's roses and sunshine and light all the time. I don't believe in that. Like, people call me a light worker, and to one extent I do agree with that, but like, I'm very much about embracing the darkness that lives inside of you, because baby, your light cannot exist without the darkness. And if you are afraid to go into the darkness, you're not going to be able to get anywhere. And this is about facing the darkness. So you need to shed the definition of happiness that says, I don't have to face the darkness to get to the light. I don't have to go through the test to get to what I want. I don't have to get through these challenges. I don't have to resolve conflict. Yes, you do. It's a part of life. Nothing is easy. Nothing that's worth having is easy. It's just not. It's not going to be abusive, but it should not be just fucking roses and sunshine. You're not growing. That is an Instagram made up fairy tale social media lie. Period. Additional guidance and consideration. Take the risk that you need to take to get yourself where you need to go. Whether that means leaving the job that you need to leave, whether that means leaving the relationships you need to leave, whether that means traveling and moving somewhere, chasing a new opportunity, do it. What are you waiting on? We only have one life. We always are worried about what if something goes wrong? What if it goes right? What if you don't do it? Then what? You're just going to live your life wondering what if? Like, what's the point of that? You might as well just like be stuck and happy. Like, take the risk. Embrace the wisdom that's given to you. We're given messages every single day from our intuition, from our friends, from family members, from social media, from divine downloads, from automatic writing, from meditation, from workouts. Embrace that wisdom. Don't be afraid to learn something. The man that knows something knows that he knows nothing at all. Learn. Don't be afraid to learn something. And don't be afraid to tap into your own damn wisdom and the shit that you already know. Treat yourself, baby. Self-care is the best care. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So if you're not filling your own cup, if you're not taking the time to tap into your own energy and really fill yourself up and make yourself feel good and big you up, you can't help nobody else. You can't do nothing for nobody else. So treat yourself first and foremost. I'm not saying be selfish. I'm just saying don't neglect yourself and expect everything else to run smoothly, because it's not. Okay? I feel like I've been fussing at y'all today, and I didn't even intend to do that. I was supposed to be coming on here and being soft and mothering and like nurturing and emotional, but that did not happen. I feel like y'all might be needed this tough love, and I'm not mad about it, and I'm glad y'all not mad about it either. That's about all I have. Do y'all have any other questions for me? Oh, before I wrap up, new moon, new money readings are 11/11 until July 26th. And new moon readings are 11/11 until July 26th. You can book on my website. If you must message me to book, you can. If you're like a faithful person who reads with me all the time and you always message me to book your readings, fine. But if you're new, please go to my website and book. Um, if you have problems, then message me, but just go to my website and book. It's 11/11. I changed all my other prices, increased. I did not change the price of that reading, so make sure y'all take advantage of that while I'm doing it. It's until the 26th of July. Y'all know when the full moon comes, I'll do the full moon, and those will still be 11/11. I also have a subscription that you can get now where you can pay $22 a month, which it may sound like a lot. You're like, $22 a month. But you're going to pay me $22 anyway if you get a new moon and a full moon reading. So you could just pay that per month and get your new moon and full moon reading on whatever day you want to schedule. And do that. So yeah, y'all can subscribe to that. Just everything is on my website. 11 the word moons, 11 the number.com, 11 the word moons, 11 the number.com. So again, new moon, new money, 11/11, and the regular new moon reading is 11/11. The new moon, new money reading I've been posting on my story. I'll probably post it on my page. Try to. It's kind of, it doesn't show the whole like questions when I try to post it to my actual page. So I don't know if I will do that, but you can just book it as a new moon reading on my website. I'll send you the different spreads, obviously, so you can see the different questions, and then you get to choose which one you want. That's how I've been doing them. So you'll get that tomorrow or tonight. So yeah, it's just basically different spreads, different questions for each of them. The new moon, new money has more to do with financial growth and opportunity, and the new moon reading is just a general new moon. But I think the one that you messaged me about was a new moon, new money. So I think it'll be that one that you want. But yeah, y'all can book that. I also am doing a subscription that you can do to learn tarot. You have to subscribe for 6 months. You can either pay the 6 months at one time, or you can pay the $22 per month. But it's basically 2 classes. You get personalized classes with me each month for 6 months, where we go through the tarot, and it's broken down in like 6 different sections. So you can also do that if tarot is something that you want to learn for yourself. And then if you're in the area, I'm not doing it right now, obviously, because of the pandemic, but I am offering a bundle that gives you massage and readings. So y'all can check all of that out on my website. Again, that's 11moons11.com. I hope this was helpful for you all, and thank you all so much again for joining me. I hope to see you all next week, and I hope you all have a great night.